Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Kevin Grevioux. I am a writer, screenwriter, comic book writer, video game writer, animation writer, actor, producer. So I kind of have my hands in a lot of different cookie jars. My journey getting to this point was the fact that I have always been a fan of science fiction and, real science, things like that. And I guess my kind of segue into the world of fantasy was the estuary of dinosaurs, because dinosaurs were kind of like real monsters, and that just fascinated me as a kid. And then the dinosaurs led me to Creature from the Black Lagoon, King Kong, the Mummy, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, things like that. It was a matter of trying to make my avocation my vocation. How it really happened is that I was majoring in microbiology. And so I was doing that for a while, worked at NIH, National Lab Laboratories. And then one day I saw Spike Lee, She's Gotta Have It. And I was like, I didn't even know brothers could do things like this, You're talking about directing movies, things, that, and the other. And that's when I kind of put it together in my mind that, hey, maybe there is a way I can get in and, really do this thing. I was in graduate school, studying genetic engineering. And I said, you know what, now is the time for me to make that, that switch, that change. So I did just that, saved my pennies, was a little homeless for a while, I lived in my car, but then I drove out to Cali and started to pursue the industry in earnest. Once I got my first writing job, or so my first script, that made it easier for me to get into the comic book industry. And so I, did that. A couple of assignments later, more acting jobs, things of that nature. Here I am. Good storytelling. That's what I like. Movies, comic books, they really make you think and really expand your imagination visually. And I think those things are really the stuff of creativity, Learn how to draw. And even though I know how to draw, I am not anywhere near the artist I could have been or should be. The reason I say that is because nowadays, the way the industry is working, it is really dependent upon IP. And if you can create your own IP, rather than relying on someone to give you a job or getting someone else's, you do your own. You write, draw, letter, and color it. Essentially you're creating a comic book, yes, but that is an intellectual property, which someone is willing to pay you for. And if you can draw, that puts you ahead of the curve, because you don't want to be in a position where you have to depend on someone else to help you visualize your own dream of what's in your head. It's made easier if you can do most things yourself now. Film is collaborative. Comic books has been collaborative, but it does not have to be. If you know how to draw, you don't really need anybody, because you can learn all those other concomitant skills, lettering, coloring. Those particular skills are not, the learning curve is not very high. Drawing it is, and the younger you can start, the better. That's just what I've observed since breaking into industry, working for Marvel and DC, doing my own independent comics. You don't have to wait on anyone. And you also save your money. If you are 10, 12, 13, 14 years old, if you are 20 years old, it ain't too late. Begin to draw. And that's what I would tell my younger self.
That's great. Well, Kevin, thank you so much for your time. I know you're a busy man. I so appreciate you. I know we go way, way, way back.
Yeah. Back in the day. Okay, you take care, sister.